has been put there. It is to show, and that's very, very important, viewers, to note right now, that the bigger flag, the huge flag put there, is to show that no matter what attempt is being made from the Khalistan supporters, India will not back down. And that is the reason that huge flag is put there. But right now, Rashmi, we also know the ministry has demanded explanation about the absence of security at the High Commission premises. And so that is also something that we are seeing there. So is it a high security zone, the Indian High Commission there?
Not really. I think we just have 3 or 4 policemen present here. There's no high security that you can see as right now.
Right, Rashmi. So, Rashmi, I also want to ask you just one last question before we, in fact, wrap up. Rashmi, just take us a little bit through about what are the sentiments on ground right now. What are the sentiments of the people there on ground? And if you could just try to speak to some of the supporters there, because we are seeing many people have gathered there. How many people have gathered there? How many Indians have gathered there? And if you could get a comment from any of them who have gathered there at the spot.
Well, I think the spirit is a celebration of the Indian spirit, and everybody is just here to show that you can't walk all over us. They're here to show that Indian sovereignty has to be intact, and that we all want Bharat to be as it is, and we won't allow Bharat to be split into parts. And that is unfortunately a sentiment that we will not allow to happen. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get to anybody here right now. So yeah, I need to rush. So thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Rashmi. Rashmi Samant, activist, former president of the Oxford University, was joining us live from London. She's also present there at the spot where the Indians are fighting back. Remember, after Khalistan supporters tried to attack the Indian tricolour, right now, the Indian community coming together as a whole and making it very clear that these kind of violent acts and these kind of activities will not be tolerated. Even the London mayor has made it very clear that these kind of acts are absolutely something which can't be tolerated, viewers. We're getting these live images coming in. We'll, of course, track the story very, very closely. Taking a very short break on India's #1 news network. Well, coming up on the other side, it's a very short break. Viewers, Interpol withdraws a red notice against Choksi. Aam Aadmi Party hits out at centre, calls it a failure. And BRS leader K. Kavita's third round of questioning underway in connection with Liquorgate.
Group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission. Sloganeering has begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the national capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the helm of this South group that has been brought in the picture.
Top national update viewers. BRS leader K. Kavita submitted all the phones she has used so far as she walked in for the third round of questioning in the Delhi excise policy at the Enforcement Directorate office. Kavita was seen brandishing the phones in front of media people before entering the ED office. In a letter to the ED, the 44-year-old MLC daughter of Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao said that, and I quote here, "These phones are submitted without prejudice to my right and contentions and larger contentions whether a woman's phone can be intruded the teeth of her right to privacy." The supporters of the leader of opposition in Karnataka Assembly, Siddaramaiah, held a protest outside his house in Bengaluru, demanding that he contest the upcoming elections from the Kolar seat. Speaking exclusively to Republic TV, Siddaramaiah said, and I quote here, "Nobody has told me not to contest from Kolar and I will take a decision shortly." Income Tax Department on Monday conducted raids at around 5 places in Bengaluru on offices belonging to real estate and stock market listed company Shobha Developers. At least 50 IT officials divided into 5 teams raided the offices of Shobha Developers at the area there and 3 other locations. And stepping up its attack on Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, BJP national spokesperson Amritpal Singh said that Rahul is present-day Mir Jafar who went overseas seeking help from foreign forces to become a Nawab in India. Amritpal Singh said that Rahul will have to apologize in Parliament at any cost. Viewers, much more coming up on the other side. And meanwhile, in fact, we are seeing that the hot chase continues for Amritpal. Sensational CCTV accessed shows Amritpal escaping in a car at the Jalandhar toll plaza.
Sloganeering has begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the national capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the helm of this South group that has been brought in the picture. group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
We'll stop global updates. Russian strategic bombers flew over neutral towers, the waters there of the Sea of Japan. Two long-range strategic bombers took off and flew over the sea. Now, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with the Russian Prime Minister in Moscow. He also met with Russian President Vladimir Putin for nearly 5 hours of talks. Viewers, we're live and breaking and much more coming up on the other side. A sensational CCTV access shows Amritpal escaping in a car at a Jalandhar toll plaza.
Of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
प्रयागराज का ये रसूलाबाद इलाका, दोनों दुकानें मोहम्मद गुलाम की ही हैं। उसको तोड़ने का जो काम है वो यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है। इस पूरी इमारत को मोहम्मद गुलाम ने अवैध रूप से खड़ा किया। काम को तेजी के साथ अंजाम देने के लिए एक और बुलडोजर यहाँ पर आ गया है, और ये देखिए ये आगे पूरा सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिला दिया गया है। जो कहा गया था कि मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वही आज होता हुआ नजर भी आ रहा है।
कर्नल जमाल, एक बात बताइए ना, आप वहाँ पे गए थे एवरेस्ट चढ़ने के लिए।
बिल्कुल सर।
आपका मिशन था एवरेस्ट चढ़ना।
बिल्कुल सर।
लेकिन बीच में अर्थक्वेक आ गया, तो आप लोगों ने अपना मिशन चेंज कर दिया। आपने बोला कि एवरेस्ट तो ठीक है, अब बाद में चढ़ लेंगे। सबसे पहले लोगों की जान बचाओ।
2015 में when we went, earthquake happened. Then we changed our things to the rescue team, and we were there in Everest base camp for around 15 days. हम लोग 45 दिन का हम लोग पूरा सामान लाए थे, राशन लेके गए थे, मेडिसिन लेके गए थे, इक्विपमेंट लेके गए थे। हमने फिर वो सारी चीजें, पूरी जनता जो वहाँ पे थी, पूरे क्लाइंबर्स जो वहाँ पे थे, उनके लिए खोल दिया। क्लाइंबिंग से ज़्यादा नाम हमें जब हमने रेस्क्यू किया है उससे मिला है, और वो एक शायद हमारा टाइम था जब हमने एवरेस्ट को या एवरेस्ट बेस कैंप में हमने वो वापस दिया है पहाड़ को।
From Mercedes to the Brezza car to the bike, Punjab Police reveal how Amritpal escaped arrest. ISI links under Pro-Khalistan High Commission in India writes to Islamabad Foreign Office regarding Amritpal. BRS leader K. Kavita's third round of questioning underway in connection with the liquor gate.
सेम टू सेम बजट हमने कोई चेंज करके नहीं भेजा, जो बजट में लिखा था उसी में से 4 लाइनें कोट कर करके भेज दी। आज एलजी साहब ने भी कल रात को 10:30 बजे लिख दिया अप्रूव्ड।
Massive face-off in the capital. Kejriwal takes on centre and the LG over blocking Delhi government budget.
भारत सरकार नो ऑब्जेक्शन सर्टिफिकेट जारी करती है और वर्ष 2018 में एंटीगुआ की सिटीजनशिप मेहुल चोकसी नाम के उस आर्थिक अपराधी को मिल जाती है।
Interpol withdraws a red notice against Choksi. Aam Aadmi Party hits out at centre, calls it a failure. And day after India visit Japanese Fumio Kishida, the Prime Minister, lands in Kiev. All right, viewers, on This Is Exclusive, we have got a big exclusive for you. And remember, the Punjab Police has said again and again, reiterated that Amritpal had ISIS links, that he had links, terror links outside the country as well. Republic has spoken to the IGP Punjab, and here's what he had to say.
ब्रेक थ्रू मिला। जिस तरह से हम लोगों ने सीसीटीवी फुटेज में देखा था, सबसे आगे ब्रेजा गाड़ी थी। आज आप लोगों ने ब्रेजा गाड़ी रिकवर की है, तो 3 सवाल है सर। ब्रेजा गाड़ी रिकवर कहां से हुई, क्या क्या एलिमेंट्स हैं जो ब्रेजा गाड़ी के अंदर आप लोगों को मिले, और एग्जैक्टली कौन लोग थे जिनकी मदद से वो ब्रेजा गाड़ी पे बैठकर अमृतपाल फरार हुए?
देखिए, जो ब्रेजा गाड़ी है, शाहकोट पुलिस स्टेशन के एरिया में ये गाड़ी रिकवर की गई है। 4 लोग हमने इसमें अरेस्ट किए हैं। एक मनप्रीत सिंह एलियस मन्ना, गुरदीप सिंह एलियस दीपा, हरप्रीत एलियस हैप्पी और गुरपेज सिंह एलियस बेजा। 4 लोग हमने अरेस्ट किए हैं। ये वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने अमृतपाल को नाका से, जब पुलिस का नाका था, जब पुलिस इसको अरेस्ट करने वाली थी, वहाँ से एस्केप करने में मदद की है। इस गाड़ी में से हमें वेपन मिले हैं, कुछ एक राइफल मिली है, स्वॉर्ड मिली है और कुछ और इक्विपमेंट्स उसमें से मिले हैं। इसमें हमने फ्रेश FIR नंबर 47 आर्म्स एक्ट में और उसमें कुछ सेक्शंस जो एस्केप करवाने के हैं वो सेक्शंस हमने लगाए हैं। जो इनकी अब तक इंटेरोगेशन हुई है, जो 4 लोग अरेस्ट किए हैं, उसमें ये आया कि वहाँ से दौड़ने के बाद ये गुरुद्वारा साहब है नंगल अम्बिया विलेज, वहाँ पे गए हैं। वहाँ जाके अमृतपाल ने कपड़े चेंज किए हैं, पैंट शर्ट पहनी है और वहाँ से 3 और लोग थे इसके साथ, जो 2 मोटरसाइकिल्स पे 2-2 लोग जो है वहाँ से एस्केप किए हैं। फर्दर अभी हम CCTV फुटेजेस एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं और इन्वेस्टिगेशन हमारी कंटिन्यू है।
सर एक और बात, जब पहला आप लोगों ने एफिडेविट दिया था उसमें जो जगह बताई थी जहाँ से अमृतपाल ने एस्केप किया वो महतपुर बताई गई थी। अभी जो आप लोगों ने बताया प्रेस कॉन में बुल्लर गाँव बताया गया, तो उन दोनों के भी डिस्टेंस कितनी दूरी पर है और वहाँ पे क्या कोई बॉर्डर स्टेट लगता है क्या?
जो जहाँ से पहले एस्केप किया था वो नाका ही था जो महतपुर के पास था, तो वहाँ से एस्केप किया था। आज हमने ये इसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं हुई है। जो ब्रेजा गाड़ी है वो वहाँ से एस्केप करने में यूज़ हुई थी। नंगल अम्बिया जो है वो सेकंड पॉइंट है, सेकंड लोकेशन है, यहाँ से कपड़े चेंज करने के बाद वो एस्केप किया है।
सर एक और बात, सर क्या आप लोग को इस बार भी ब्रेजा के अंदर क्या कोई कार्टेजेस मिले या कोई वेपन्स आप लोग को मिला, जैसे कि पहले भी देखा गया आप लोगों ने?
उसमें से कुछ कार्टेजेस भी मिले हैं, स्वॉर्ड्स भी मिली हैं और राइफल भी मिली है, तो तभी हमने फ्रेश जो FIR है आर्म्स एक्ट में रजिस्टर की है उसमें।
सर एक और बात, एक जो बाइक का सर फुटेज रोल कर रहा है सर अक्रॉस, जिस बाइक पे बैठ के वो फरार हुआ है, सर कौन सी बाइक है, कितनी बाइक है, बाइक में किन के साथ फरार हुआ और सर क्या बाइक पुलिस ने रिकवर कर ली है?
देखिए 2 बाइक्स जो अभी है पूछताछ में है कि 2 बाइक्स थी, 3 और लोग थे। जो 3 और लोग थे उनके नाम हमारे पास हैं, बट बिकॉज ऑफ सिक्योरिटी रीजंस इन्वेस्टिगेशन की वजह से अभी हम डिस्क्लोज नहीं कर रहे हैं। बाइक अभी नहीं, बाइक हमारी कस्टडी में अभी नहीं है। वो पार्ट अभी हम फर्दर उस पर लीड्स जो है डेवलप कर रहे हैं आगे उसमें।
सर एक और बात सर, क्योंकि बार बार सवाल उठाया जा रहा है कि पंजाब में 74 आवर्स हो चुके हैं, अब तक अमृतपाल नहीं मिला है, तो क्या ऐसा क्या आपको लगता है कि किसी और स्टेट जा सकते हैं, अटायर बदल के अपने लुक को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकता है और कि किसी दूसरे स्टेट में इंटर कर सकता है?
देखिए ये चीज़ अभी स्टेज पे हम नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन हमारी तरफ से पूरे एफर्ट्स जारी हैं। जिस तरह से हमने जो उसकी पुरानी पिक्चर्स थी, हमारे पास कुछ तस्वीरें थी जो हमने अभी रिलीज़ की हैं, क्योंकि किसी को जब तक अरेस्ट ना किया जाए ये नहीं कहा जा सकता कि वो किस बेस में हमें मिलेगा, तो हम किसी भी चीज़ को रूल आउट नहीं कर रहे हैं अभी।
सर एक ISI लिंक और हवाला कंपनी कहा जा रहा था, 2 हवाला कंपनियां हैं जिनके थ्रू सारा फॉरेन फंडिंग हो रहा था, तो उन 2 हवाला कंपनियों पे जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रही थी वो कहां तक पहुंची है? क्या उन हवाला कंपनियों के जो कारोबारी हैं उन तक पुलिस पहुंच पाई है?
नहीं, देखिए ये सारा जो है ना जी इन्वेस्टिगेशन का पार्ट है। जब तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन इस स्टेज पे कंप्लीट नहीं होती है तब तक ये माइन्यूट डिटेल्स जो हैं वो हम शेयर नहीं कर सकते।
और सर फॉरेन फंडिंग को लेकर, ISI की ट्रेनिंग को लेकर
मैंने एक चीज़ स्पष्ट कर दी है कि हमारे पास इतना एविडेंस है कि ही हैड लिंक्स विद ISI, वो हमारे पास है, बट वो पूरी माइन्यूट डिटेल जो है वो शेयर नहीं की जा सकती।
पुलिस ये रूल आउट कर सकती है कि अमृतपाल पंजाब में ही है या फिर किसी दूसरे राज्य जा?
नहीं, हम इस स्टेज पे हम कुछ नहीं कह सकते इसके बारे में।
In fact, we're also getting at latest details in terms of yet another FIR that has now been registered. We're being told that the FIR has been registered against the trio for taking shelter at the gunpoint in village Udwal in Jalandhar. That's the latest now coming in. In fact, the family, we're given to understand, was taken hostage and was kept as a hostage for about 24 hours. The weapon was recovered after he was arrested by the police on 20th of March. In fact, we've also accessed the latest pictures of that bike that was actually used. Remember, multiple vehicles were actually changed is what we are picking up at this point in time. Let's also get our reporters on the ground getting you the latest details. Remember, over 72 hours now we are looking at Amritpal still on the run, but despite that, questions essentially now being raised about whether at all there has been clear lapses. In a short while from now, we'll also put out that big breaking news now coming in. What's the clear Pakistan link as far as Amritpal is concerned? Is there a link? Documents that have now been accessed by Republic TV clearly shows that the Pakistan embassy here in the national capital is now been sending out full details as to what's really happening on the ground. The very fact that this was being planned by the government of Punjab in consultation with the centre for almost 20 days, and the fact that they were basically trying to find ways to ensure that this situation does not go out of hand. The law and order situation remains under control. there have been steps that have been taken. All of that now essentially being relayed by the Pakistan embassy here in the national capital, being sent to the government of Pakistan. And the fact of the matter is, as the Punjab Police is now coming on record to say that there is a clear ISI link. Let's put out those details on our screens right now. We'll also go across to our reporters on the ground, Gursimran, Amandeep, as well as Harsha, for getting us the latest details as far as that massive manhunt that is now being carried out. And in a short while from now, we're also going to put out that big breaking news, the exclusive that's been accessed by Republic TV, the document, the letter that has been sent out by the Pakistan embassy to the government of Pakistan in Islamabad, putting out full details as to what exactly is essentially happening with regards to the crackdown that has been carried out. The very fact that Amritpal has been aided by the ISI, it does seem that there are enough proof that the central agencies as well as the Punjab government essentially has at this point in time of that Pakistan, big Pakistan link that is essentially emerging. Let's try and go across to our reporters on the ground getting us the latest details. Gursimran as well as Amandeep and Harsha would be joining us for the latest details. Amandeep is joining us live from Jalandhar. Amandeep, why don't you take us to the latest details that you are picking up, the big ISI connection? In fact, we've also accessed that letter that has been written by the Pakistan embassy to the government of Pakistan, putting out full details of the operation of the government of Punjab. What more are you picking up?
Well, absolutely, Shravan. It was a clear cut and it was on record and evidently proved that Amritpal is in direct link with ISI. There was no such middleman between Amritpal and ISI. ISI is directly funding to Amritpal for all his events. If we talk about Khalsa Wahir, and in fact, if we talk about other events that were organized by Amritpal Singh and Waris Punjab Day, even at Jallupur Kheda, throughout the Punjab or anywhere else in Punjab, to radicalize the youth and indulge them into his own malicious army, Anandpur Khalsa Force. And in fact, Pakistan was all behind this. Avtar Singh Khanda, Paramjeet Singh Pamma, they all were backed by Pakistan, and from whom Amritpal Singh is getting that training and the guidance and the directions how to create the unrest and how to radicalize the youth in Punjab to promote the agenda of Khalistan. And in fact, formation of his own army is another idea that has been floated from ISI through Paramjeet Singh Pamma and Avtar Singh Khanda on the lines of earlier forces that has been created by pro-Khalistani elements, Khalistani Liberation Force, Khalistani Zindabad Force, Babar Khalsa International. Sir, on the similar lines, they are trying to create his own force to confront the administration, to open the front against the police whenever they come for the arrest. So this kind of planning and this kind of backing Amritpal is getting, and that is the reason the intel agencies from center till Punjab, they have shared each and everything with each other, and it was a foolproof planning to crack down on Amritpal Singh. And Shravan, on 17th of March, just a day before the Punjab Police has led this entire trap, they have slapped NSA against Amritpal Singh with the recommendation of Amritsar District Magistrate, and it has been decided after the incident of Ajnala Police Station. These all details has been disclosed before the High Court by Punjab Police, that how they were planning, and 6 FIRs has been registered against Amritpal Singh, and even one more FIR has been registered against Amritpal Singh in Jalandhar as well. Continuously they were in touch with the intel agencies, and every single development has been shared with the central agencies to get more information. And now the possible hideout of Amritpal Singh in Nepal, just because a very strong connection, Amritpal is having a very strong connection from Nepal, from where he was getting the funding. And even the Punjab Police and intel agencies have the concrete evidence to prove this fact, that Amritpal Singh was a product and was raised by ISI. He was in direct link with ISI, getting all money from ISI to radicalize the youth, to run the agenda of Khalistan on the grounds of Punjab. Yes, Shravan.
Well, in fact, Amandeep, let's also put out that big breaking news now coming in. The very fact that Pakistan has been closely monitoring every possible development with regards to Amritpal, their own creation, the ISI connection that basically has now emerged. in a letter that has now been accessed by Republic TV, a letter that has been written by the Pakistani embassy, sent out to the government of Pakistan, putting out full details of what's really happened over the last 4 days. In fact, we're going to give you full details of when the letter was actually written and it was addressed to whom and what are the details that they are putting out. In fact, what we have accessed right now are full details of that very communication that has taken place. This is what the embassy here in the national capital had to say, and this was basically written just about 4 days ago on 20th of March, when the letter was written by the additional secretary from Minister Political here in the national capital. In fact, they're given full details of what really happened on 18th of March, when a security blanket was essentially thrown over Punjab. The police basically mounted a chase to catch Waris Punjab, the Amritpal Singh, a proponent of the Khalistan movement. The police basically in a statement said that a manhunt was basically launched. So if you take a look at this particular document, if we are putting that on our screens right now, just for our viewers to understand what's really happening, on your screens right now, the very letter written by the Pakistani embassy here, sent out to the government of Pakistan, putting out full details of what really is happening right now in Punjab. It only goes on to show the kind of hawk's eye that's on right now in this particular case, where now the Punjab Police has come on record to say that there is a clear Pakistan link. Let me also bring in my colleague Gursimran, who's joining us on this broadcast. Gursimran, why don't you take us through the latest details? This is a document that has now been accessed by Republic TV, in which there is a clear case of the fact that there is a Pakistan link, an ISI link that is basically emerging. What more are you picking up as far as the ISI connection with Amritpal is concerned?
Sishavan, this clearly shows that the Pakistan was directly involved, and their High Commission in the national capital was communicating each and every development that was taking place in Punjab to the Islamabad Foreign Office, and this was written by the Azaz Khan, who is in the Pakistani embassy in the national capital, and it has clearly marked a mention that post the clampdown of the Punjab Police on Amritpal, what has been the statement of BJP leader Sunil Jhakar, or what has been the take of the former DGP of the Punjab, Robero. So each and every thing is mentioned, and this letter has been written 2 days after the operation that was conducted by the Punjab Police. That is on Sunday. This communication was sent from New Delhi to Islamabad, informing the Foreign Office about the developments that are taking place. And this is one such communication. There is a high possibility that each and every development that is taking place is being conveyed to Islamabad by the Foreign Office of the Pakistan in the national capital. So you can see that how the ISI that has generated funds and sent funds from across the border for Amritpal's activities here in Punjab is now keeping a close watch. So does the Punjab government, that they are getting each and every development officially from their Foreign Office. So this shows that how interested Pakistan is in to see turmoil happening in the state of Punjab. Shavan.
Well, thank you very much, Gursimran. I'll request you to stay on with us as we're getting yet another breaking. I'll also request our producers to bring our reporter Amandeep as well as Harsha, who's going to give us more details as to what's really happening. Now, what's important to highlight at this stage is the plan that Amritpal Singh essentially had. The very fact that he was trying to weaponize the youth of Punjab, basically radicalize them, arm them and carry out what they say their separatist movement. The very fact that there was an army that was essentially being created by Amritpal Singh. Local ammunition was being bought by Amritpal Singh. The bigger question here is who exactly was funding Amritpal Singh. The modus operandi has now been exposed as far as his plans of creating an army. Was this to basically carry out some attacks in Punjab, or was this to wage a war against the government of India? That is exactly what the focus right now is as far as this investigation goes. We've got full details of that entire weaponization plan of Amritpal. I'm told that Amandeep is going to join us live on this broadcast. Amandeep, as far as this entire plan of weaponizing the youth of Punjab, creating an army, what more details are you picking up?
Well, absolutely, Shravan. And in fact, they have given the name to their own army is Anandpur Khalsa Force. It has been written on the gate of Amritpal Singh's residence, and even the bulletproof vest has also been created, purchased and mentioned with AKF. On the weapons, it was mentioned AKF, and in fact, AKF is turning to be their own malicious army to fight to open the front against government for their own separate Sikh state, that is Punjab, to turn into Khalistan. Just because the idea has been given from the driving forces to Amritpal Singh that now it is the time to create his own army and in fact train them with the weapons. So that is the reason. He was always among popular in the youth. He was always addressed youth of Punjab, and the kind of campaign he was running, that he tried to separate the youth from drugs, and in fact he was pushing them towards the Sikh religion. That is the only reason. After pushing them towards the Sikh religion, he was asking them that Sikh religion, there is a trend in Sikh religion to be weaponized and weapons in their hands. All the people surrounded by Amritpal Singh is all having weapons, and they all are youth from the age group of 20 to 35. And in fact, this was the agenda of Amritpal Singh. It was only one person, his uncle Harjeet Singh, who always accompanied him, who always tried to tell him where to speak, what to speak and how to manage the things. The drug de-addiction center turning to be the training center of Amritpal Singh for Akhand, I beg to pardon, Anandpur Sahib Khalsa Force. This is how he was creating his own clan in Jallupur Khede itself. Slowly, gradually, he started making that Jallupur Kheda, his native place, as a headquarter for AKF, and even intel agencies has doped this. Yes, Shravan.
Right. Thank you very much, Amandeep, as well as Gursimran, for getting us the latest details. We'll shift focus to yet another big story that we have been tracking for the last couple of weeks. In fact, Republic Media Network has been at the forefront of exposing the deeds of the Popular Front of India. Big boost for the government as the UAPA tribunal that's headed by Justice Dinesh Kumar Sharma, judge of the Delhi High Court, has upheld the ban that was essentially imposed by the centre on the Popular Front of India. In fact, on 28th of September is when the Ministry of Home Affairs had declared that PFI and its associates, affiliates of fronts, they were basically unlawful associations with an immediate effect for a period of 5 years. In fact, we also spoke to the Maharashtra ASG a short while back. My colleague Sandeep spoke to the Maharashtra ASG. Listen to what SB Raju had to say.
So I just needed your comments in regards of UAPA tribunal upholding the decision of central government to ban PFI, sir.
See, we examined 100 witnesses from all over, from length and breadth of the country.
Right, sir.
Cases. We showed that PFI, dangerous organization involved in unlawful activities. Its members are involved in unlawful activities. We showed that in one UP case, one of the members was caught with explosives and arms. And the intention was to blow up Ram Mandir and the religious places.
Right, sir.
We also showed that they were conducting arms training to their members. Yes, we played 2 videos in the tribunal to show the type of activities that they are conducting.
All right.
The type of slogans that they were chanting in public rallies. Which was there with the type. We showed that it was meant. All this showed that they wanted to create communal disharmony.
All right.
And we also showed that many of their members, some of their members had also were going to ISIS and be part of that the ISIS Caliphate war in Syria.
Okay, sir.
We also showed that as far as PFI is concerned, just 1 minute. What was it? Yes, that there was the donations, etc. Money which they were receiving was bogus. The donors were not there.
Okay.
and persons who were giving this arms training, etc., were being funded by PFI.
Mm-hmm. So just a question, sir. What was the source of income of PFI? From where these money was coming, and in fact, what kind of videos that that was shown to the?
We showed two videos. One video was a march past of hundreds of PFI cadre in uniform, like military uniform.
Mm-hmm.
They were conducting a march past. You know how in Republic Day the march past takes place? That type of marching was there. That was one.
Okay, sir.
Secondly, we showed in the same march past, there was a child who was tutored by his father, who was an active PFI activist, to shout slogans against Hindus and Christians.
Okay.
So we showed this live in the court in the form of a video. Then we also showed that we have seized documents from PFI personnel, which talk of Ghazwa-e-Hind 2047. And Ghazwa-e-Hind means that India will become an Islamic state by 2047. That was their aim. And we showed them what was Ghazwa, what is the meaning of Ghazwa-e-Hind 2047. Their aim was to remove the government established by our constitution and in its place have an Islamic government. And we also showed that the Christian professor's hands were cut for no fault of his, only because the member, then all the accused were PFI members, only because they believed that he did something wrong, which was absolutely baseless. So this is all that evidence we led.
Sir, just wanted to know, as you described about that specific video wherein hundreds of PFI members are dressed into army dress and they are training some kind,
they're doing a parade.
Okay, that kind of parade. So where actually this parade was carried on? Was it
in some part of Kerala?
Okay.
See, one side this parade is going on. Another side they're chanting anti-Hindu, anti-Christian slogans.
Okay.
Imagine the plight of those people who are staying in that area who are not Muslims.
Right. So what was the source of income of these PFI members? From where did they got money in order to carry out their proceedings?
Yes, we believe we have established that this money was coming from abroad.
Sir, any specific location? Was it from Pakistan? Was it from...
No, Gulf countries maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the big exclusive by my colleague Sandeep speaking to ASG SV Raju. I beg your pardon, I had wrongly addressed him as the Maharashtra ASG SV Raju, happens to be the Additional Solicitor General, Government of India. Speaking exclusively to Republic TV on that big win for the Government of India with regards to the ban on Popular Front of India. Also on the other side, red corner notice issued against Choksi has now been withdrawn. Central agencies say it's no setback.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
So we unveiled the concept EV SUV called the EVX on the first day, is the 11th of January. Followed by the actual launch of two new SUVs from the house of Maruti Suzuki. One is the Fronx and the other being the Jimny. It's been an amazing response so far. Seeing a lot of interest from visitors. You know, you can see in the Maruti Suzuki Pavilion. All the three vehicles are evincing a lot of interest. In fact, for the Fronx and the Jimny, which have already been launched, the bookings are already open, either at any of our Nexa showrooms or on a website. And we've already started seeing some tremendous inflow of bookings.
प्रयागराज का ये रसूलाबाद इलाका, दोनों दुकानें मोहम्मद गुलाम की ही है, उसको तोड़ने का जो काम है वो यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है। इस पूरी इमारत को मोहम्मद गुलाम ने अवैध रूप से खड़ा किया। काम को तेजी के साथ अंजाम देने के लिए एक और बुलडोजर यहाँ पर आ गया है और ये देखिए, ये आगे पूरा सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिला दिया गया है। जो कहा गया था कि मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वही आज होता हुआ नजर भी आ रहा है।
Group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
US top headlines right now from Mercedes to Brezza car to the bike. Punjab Police reveal how Amritpal escaped arrest.
इतिहास गवाह है, जिसने भी पंजाब के सोशल भाईचारक सांझ को, जिसने भी पंजाब की अमन शांति को तोड़ने की रत्ती भर भी कोशिश की, तो पंजाबियों ने उसका मुंह तोड़ना जवाब दिया।
Khalistani preacher still at large, but Oman government praises itself for law and order, says there is nothing to worry about. Indian community comes together, gathers outside the High Commission in London to protest against the flag desecration.
भारत सरकार नो ऑब्जेक्शन सर्टिफिकेट जारी करती है और वर्ष 2018 में एंटीगुआ की सिटीजनशिप मेहुल चोकसी नाम के उस आर्थिक अपराधी को मिल जाती है।
Interpol withdraws red notice against Choksi. Aam Aadmi Party hits out at the centre, calls it a failure. BRS leader K. Kavita's third round of questioning underway in connection with a liquor gate. And day after India visit, Japanese PM Fumio Kishida lands in Kiev. Viewers, we're live and breaking this Tuesday evening. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest. A mega crackdown on Atiq Ahmed's office is happening as we speak. A commissioner of police raided at Atiq Ahmed's office where a huge amount of cash and weapons were recovered, viewers. We're getting these back-to-back updates coming in right now. And what we know so far is that cash and weapons are being found in the Prayagraj office, viewers. The big news coming in, and the Yogi government has been taking very strict action. This is in connection, remember, with the Umesh Pal murder case, viewers. After bulldozer action was supposed to be taken against Atiq Ahmed and his henchmen, now we are learning is that a mega crackdown is happening on Atiq Ahmed's office. Let's go across to our executive editor, politics, Ashurya Kapoor, who's going to get us more. Ashurya, take us through the latest developments coming in right now. Huge crackdown against the mafia.
Well, that's right. And then the visual right on our screens, we can show these two set of visuals. One set of visuals show huge cache of cash and arms being recovered from the residence and offices in Prayagraj by the Prayagraj police after their raid against Atiq Ahmed. Atiq Ahmed, who is already behind bars, but there was a direct link, according to our sources, in the Umesh Pal murder case, getting a massive crackdown on the mafias and the gangs in Uttar Pradesh. So this is an ongoing process across the state of Uttar Pradesh, and you can see the UP STF and then the Prayagraj police coming together. And these visuals of huge cache of weapons and cash both being collected. The cash was in such a huge quantity that the banking, the currency counting machines were basically called in. So a huge cache of cash and arms has been recovered from the offices and the residence of Atiq Ahmed in Prayagraj. This is, the visuals are on our screens. A few people is counting that money alongside with their STF commandos after that raid at the residence and the office of Atiq Ahmed in Prayagraj. There are multiple residences from Prayagraj to Noida of Atiq Ahmed which have been searched, but this was a fresh crackdown on the office in Prayagraj, and from there a huge amount of unregularized, without license weapons and a massive cache of unaccounted money has been recovered from the office in Prayagraj of Atiq Ahmed.
Right. Ashurya is getting us all the details right now, and it's very, very important to note right now, Ashurya, if you could tell our viewers a little bit more about this as well. Now, we know that earlier the Yogi government had promised bulldozer action on Atiq Ahmed's henchmen. And this, in a way, is a continuation of what Yogi has been saying again and again. He has said it in the assembly floor as well, that no tolerance toward the mafia. There will be a big crackdown against the mafia. And this is what we are seeing a continuation of, Ashurya. All right, viewers, we're getting these back-to-back updates coming in. And this is a new development coming in, the Umesh Pal murder case. Now, we are learning that Atiq Ahmed's office is being, in fact, checked. A mega crackdown is happening on Atiq Ahmed's office. The Commissioner of Police has raided Atiq Ahmed's office where huge amount of cash and weapons have been recovered. Now, you can see the visuals there on your screen. You can see police officials right there at Atiq Ahmed's office. We can see cash and even weapons have been found in the Prayagraj office. And like Ashurya Kapoor was explaining to us the details, the Yogi government has been very clear about the mafia, very clear that mafia and any kind of activity which goes against the society's fabric in Uttar Pradesh will not be tolerated. So right now we are seeing that the office is being raided and these are the details that we're getting for you. Let's go ahead to Vivek, who's also joining us right now. Vivek, take us through what is happening as we speak. It's a big crackdown happening at Atiq's office. What has been found there? We know that a lot of cash, which our viewers can see very clearly on the screen, a lot of cash has been found, and even weapons, we believe. Even weapons have been found. Vivek.
Yeah, बिल्कुल देखिए, भारी मात्रा में जो हथियार हैं वो अतीक अहमद के घर से मिले हैं। हालांकि ये उसका दफ्तर है, इसके आगे का जो हिस्सा था वहां पर अतीक अहमद का घर था, जिस पर 2021 में बुलडोजर की कार्रवाई हुई थी और वो घर जमींदोज हो गया था। हालांकि ये पीछे का हिस्सा है जहां पर अतीक अहमद का दफ्तर था ये, और अतीक अहमद जब सांसद हुआ करता था तब इसी दफ्तर में बैठ करके, विधायक हुआ करता था, इसी दफ्तर में बैठ करके वो अपने लोगों से मिलता था, बातचीत करता था और तमाम जो उसकी डीलिंग्स हैं वो यहीं से होती थी। अभी उसके दफ्तर में कुछ उसके जो गुर्गे थे वो यहाँ पर रह रहे थे और इसकी जानकारी पुलिस को मिली थी और आज कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस प्रयागराज, उन्होंने यहाँ पर अपनी पूरी टीम के साथ रेड किया है, जहाँ पर उनको भारी संख्या में जो भारी मात्रा में जो असलहे हैं वो भी बरामद हुए और उसके अलावा भारी संख्या में जो पैसा है भारी मात्रा में वो भी उनको मिला है और ये तमाम जो गड्डियां हैं नोटों की वो यहाँ पर मिली हैं। इसमें जो तमाम असलहे मिले हैं इनके बारे में जानकारी थोड़ी देर में जो प्रयागराज के कमिश्नर हैं वो इस बारे में जानकारी देंगे कि ये तमाम असलहों का इस्तेमाल कैसे क्या किया गया था, क्या यही वो असलहे हैं जिनका इस्तेमाल उमेश पाल की हत्या में किया गया था, या इसके पीछे का राज क्या है, आज किस कारण से ये पूरी रेड हुई है और इसके पीछे के तथ्य क्या है। ये तमाम ऐसी जानकारियां हैं जो थोड़ी ही देर में प्रयागराज के पुलिस कमिश्नर जो हैं वो इसके बारे में पूरी जानकारी देंगे। और अभी आपको बताऊं कि आज शाम को जब चकिया क्षेत्र में जो अतीक अहमद का घर है, ये जो दफ्तर है, यहाँ पर अचानक से पुलिस की टीम पहुंची, रेड किया और उस दरमियान अतीक के जो 3 लोग थे वो भी वहाँ पर फिलहाल पुलिस की हिरासत में है। उन लोगों से पुलिस आगे के समय आने वाले समय में पूछताछ करेगी और ये जो एक जो बड़ा अमाउंट है जो कैश का मिला है, इसके बारे में भी जानकारी पुलिस उनसे इकट्ठा करेगी कि इन पैसों, ये किसके पैसे हैं, कब यहाँ पर आए, इन पैसों का इस्तेमाल क्या था, कौन इसको लेकर के आए। ये तमाम ऐसी जानकारियां हैं जो पुलिस इस बारे में जानकारी लेगी। और इसके साथ ही साथ आपको बताऊं कि जो
Right. All right, Vivek, thank you for getting us all the details right now. So, a big crackdown happening. The police are raiding Atik Ahmed's office. Those visuals there on your screen, and mega cash and weapons have been recovered, viewers. And this goes in line with what Yogi Adityanath has been very clear about, that there will be a big crackdown against the mafia and all those elements who want to create disharmony in society in Uttar Pradesh. Let's move ahead, viewers, to the other story we are tracking right now. And we know it's been almost 80 hours since Amritpal is missing, and there's a hot chase right now to catch the fugitive. Now on your screen what you see is a fresh CCTV footage. The man in the pink turban is said to be Amritpal, viewers. So those are the visuals coming in. This is a fresh video. This is a fresh video. You're seeing it first in Republic TV, where a video shows Amritpal. Now that means that Amritpal has changed his clothes. And right now, as you can clearly see there, there's a man sitting right over there with a pink turban. And that is Amritpal. Let's go ahead to Amandeep, who's joining us on the phone line. Amandeep, now we see the visuals of Amritpal wearing a pink turban. We also knew that the police had found his clothes. Does that mean, and it looks like that there is some kind of a disguise that Amritpal has on? Amandeep, if you can hear me, all our viewers are watching this new CCTV footage of Amritpal's alleged escape, and it looks like that Amritpal has escaped, changed his entire appearance. He is in disguise. That's what it looks like. Any details? Amandeep.
Fresh and latest video of Amritpal Singh, who has escaped from car to bike. This is in very verified evidence, and in fact before taking the bike, Amritpal has also changed his clothes from a baptized attire, from a Nihang attire. He has turned into a pant and a shirt and changed his entire look, and then sit on a bike and managed to flee. In that video, the person in a pink turban, he is the one who is Amritpal Singh, and this video has been captured in Odewal village in Jalandhar itself. And in fact now the police is trying to verify the location and the details of the bikes, that 2 bikes have also been involved. Shivangi, look at the sequence. First in Mercedes, then in Isuzu, then in Brezza, and now on the bikes. And in fact, what after that? One by one, the dots are being connected, that how Amritpal has been escaped from the police net, from Mercedes till bike. Every single evidence is on the Republic screen, that how he was traveling in Mercedes earlier, on 18th of March, and then he has shifted to Isuzu, and then he has shifted to Brezza, and now from Brezza to bikes after changing the entire look, just because he was very much aware that there is a strong police trap that is spread among the areas. And this village in which he has changed his clothes and took the bike from the car is itself in Jalandhar, and even the police is already hunting him. So this is how he has been changed the look, and that is the reason Punjab Police has released certain photos of Amritpal Singh in different looks, that now the possibility is he might change his looks just to avoid the arrest, just not to get identified by the police or the general public. So that is the reason, and these photos have been circulated among the other states also. In any case, if he has made his hideout in any other state, so at least the people and the police will be able to identify Amritpal Singh. So that is the reason, and this is a very fresh CCTV footage that we have accessed, and in fact this is very much verified. In a pink turban, Amritpal Singh shifting from car to a bike and then trying to escape from the spot. The village is Odhewal village in Jalandhar itself, where the entire operation even nearby this village, the entire operation was carried out by Punjab Police itself to arrest Amritpal Singh, to break down the nexus of Waris Punjab Day. But the main point is that earlier we have seen Amritpal Singh in the attire of a Nihang, but now when he has left the car and took the bike, he has completely a different person. He was wearing a turban, normal turban, he was wearing a pant and a t-shirt, and he was sitting on the backside of the bike and just having a...
Alright viewers, we're getting these details to come in where we can clearly see that K. Kavita's questioning has ended for the day. Remember, she was questioned for multiple hours today, and she also has, as you can clearly see on your screen, she's showing the phones. She showed the mobile phones to the media before entering the ED office or the Delhi excise policy. So right now, K. Kavita's questioning has ended for the day, viewers. She was at the ED office for questioning in the Delhi excise policy linked money laundering case, and she also, as you can see, she's there showing the mobile phones to the media as the investigators have questioned her regarding the alleged destruction of phones she used during the alleged scam that she has been accused of, viewers. We're getting these back-to-back details coming in. We also know that she was questioned earlier on Monday as well. She was quizzed by the ED for more than 10 hours and was called again on Tuesday, which is today. So this is the third round of questioning, which has concluded. The visuals are coming in now. In total, K. Kavita was questioned for 7 hours in total, viewers. Let's take a very short break. We are live and breaking this Tuesday evening, getting you the latest on all the top stories here coming in.
The concept electric SUV EVX reveals Maruti Suzuki's bold plan towards electric mobility in India. Designed and developed by Suzuki Motor Corporation, the concept EVX is underpinned by a ground-up all-electric platform that will spawn a range of future EVs. EVX is powered by 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack, offering up to 550 kilometer driving range. The EVX bears Suzuki's signature SUV design with aerodynamic silhouette, long wheelbase, shorter overhangs and optimum ground clearance. The concept electric SUV EVX is designed to offer class-leading cabin comfort, convenience and connected features. The emotional versatile cruiser, the concept electric SUV EVX, an upcoming car with advanced technology and comfort.
Group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission. Sloganeering has begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the National Capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the helm of this South group that has been brought in the picture.
Viewers, top national updates. BRS leader K. Kavita submitted all the phones she has used so far as she walked in for the third round of questioning in the Delhi Excise Policy at the Enforcement Directorate office. A letter to the ED, the 44-year-old MLC, daughter of Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, said that at Akotia, these phones are submitted without prejudice to my right and contentions and larger contentions whether a woman's phone can be intruded in the teeth of her right to privacy. Here's much more coming up on the other side. The Indian community comes together, gathers outside High Commission in London to protest against flag desecration.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
So we unveiled the concept EV SUV called the EVX on the first day, is the 11th of January. Followed by the actual launch of two new SUVs from the house of Maruti Suzuki. One is the Fronx and the other being the Jimny. It's been an amazing response so far, seeing a lot of interest from visitors. You know, you can see in the Maruti Suzuki pavilion. All the three vehicles are having a lot of interest. In fact, for the Fronx and the Jimny, which have already been launched, the bookings are already open, either at any of our Nexa showrooms or on a website. And we've already started seeing some tremendous inflow of bookings.
begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence as K. Kavita has just left.
The concept electric SUV EVX reveals Maruti Suzuki's bold plan towards electric mobility in India. Designed and developed by Suzuki Motor Corporation, the concept EVX is underpinned by a ground-up all-electric platform that will spawn a range of future EVs. EVX is powered by 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack, offering up to 550-kilometer driving range. The EVX bears Suzuki's signature SUV design with aerodynamic silhouette, long wheelbase, shorter overhangs and optimum ground clearance. The concept electric SUV EVX is designed to offer class-leading cabin comfort, convenience and connected features. The emotional versatile cruiser, the concept electric SUV EVX, an upcoming car with advanced technology and comfort.
Of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
प्रयागराज का ये रसूलाबाद इलाका, दोनों दुकानें मोहम्मद गुलाम की ही हैं, उसको तोड़ने का जो काम है वो यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है। इस पूरी इमारत को मोहम्मद गुलाम ने अवैध रूप से खड़ा किया। काम को तेजी के साथ अंजाम देने के लिए एक और बुलडोजर यहाँ पर आ गया है और ये देखिए, ये आगे पूरा सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिला दिया गया है। जो कहा गया था कि मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वही आज होता हुआ नजर भी आ रहा है।
Group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Amritpal, the man who's a fugitive, who's on the run, who's cocked a snook at the entire system, moves from a Mercedes to a Brezza to a bike. There are images that have been captured by cameras in all these vehicles for Amritpal. But then where is he right now? The Punjab Police says we are trying, but the Aam Aadmi Party government says we are doing a good job. Should we really allow a state to be subjugated like this before a man called Amritpal? We deep dive into that big story, also get you highlights of what really has been happening and where is Amritpal? Has he already fled the state of Punjab, as the apprehension is? Let's get kick-started this edition of the news with our headlines on top of 7. From Mercedes to a Brezza to the bike, the Punjab Police now reveal how Amritpal escaped arrest. Khalistani preacher is still at large, but the Maan government praises itself for law and order, says there is nothing to worry. Indian community comes together, gathered outside the High Commission in London to protest against the flag desecration. Interpol withdraws the red corner notice against Mehul Choksi. The Aam Aadmi Party hits out at the centre, calls this a failure. BRS leader K. Kavita's third round of questioning is underway in connection with Liquorgate. It's a massive crackdown on Atiq Ahmed. Cash and weapons recovered in the raid. The office is bulldozed. So what really is about this very, very curious case of the man called Amritpal? The same Amritpal who, along with his militia, the self-styled militia, ladies and gentlemen, not very long ago had stormed a police station in Ajlala. If you thought the police would have acted then, we were all proven to be wrong. What has happened now? For the last many hours, we've been told that there is a massive manhunt that already has been launched to ensure that Amritpal is arrested as soon as possible. What is the police doing? The police say we are trying. But what has happened so far again is a quick commentary on the state of policing, particularly in the state of Punjab. Right from a Mercedes to the Brezza to a bike. You see all these images right now on the screens. And this is exactly how Amritpal has escaped. On the image that's playing out on the extreme left, you see that Brezza where he was spotted at the toll plaza. A few minutes later, this is the Hoshiarpur road where he's seen again in that Brezza. And later, now the police tells us, is the moment that was captured on camera where he managed to flee on a bike. Now, if you notice that individual with a pink/a red turban, that for you is Amritpal. He possibly could have changed his disguise, is what police agencies now indicate. They also say that Amritpal changed his clothes in the Brezza car from the Bullar village in Shahkot in Jalandhar, and these are clothes which he actually was wearing on the 18th of March when he escaped from police. Both Gursimran and Amandeep are joining us live right now. I want to go to Amandeep quickly because he's been tracking that story closely for us. You know, Amandeep, anyone who's familiar with how the police works, you know, in a state like Punjab would be shocked to look at these images, because this is a state that comes with the bravest of the police force of them all. But today, why is the state police totally looking cow-eyed to this man called Amritpal? They did not catch him post what happened in Ajnala. There is, you know, I don't see any police presence in a lot of these images. A lot of time that was given to him where he changes from the Mercedes to a bike. He's changing his clothes, changing his disguise. Where were the cops? We were told they are chasing him.
Well, absolutely, Deepti. This is the big question, and in fact, we have also accessed that CCTV in which cops were chasing Amritpal's Mercedes and convoy. But very soon, he managed to dodge the police, and in fact, now shifted from Mercedes to Brezza to bike. Even after changing the clothes, he has changed his attire from a Nihang attire. He has came into a simple pant and shirt, and he has also changed his turban too. And in fact, managed to flee on a bike. I mean, bike is quite visible at every naka. If the 8,000 policemen were on the ground in this entire operation, and even that single bike was not stopped by a single naka, where was the police? That was a big question. It's not only me, it's not only you, and even it's not only public. High Court has also raised this question, that why their operation not reached to any success. Why they were not able to arrest Amritpal Singh, which was a prime target and for which the entire trap was laid. And even if we just talk about that, the questions earlier also, Punjab police remain in the line of the fire after Ajnala incident itself, and even Man government remain in the questions when Amritpal Singh was openly campaigning for his pro-Khalistani agenda by brandishing the weapons and by his own self-styled bodyguards having the rifles and the pistols also. They all remain in questions. But now Punjab police is completely clueless about it. Where is Amritpal Singh? They are not able to track him. A person who was running such a big agenda, who was running such a big nexus by creating his own army, Anandpur Khalsa force with the bulletproof vest and weapons marking the AKF, and even outside his house also, that person is still remain missing, and police is calmly sitting in their offices. Is there a very certain position for the Punjab? No. Deepti, not at all. Till the time Amritpal Singh will not get arrested, the uncertainty is prevailing. Just because he is the person having direct contacts with ISI, getting the funds from ISI, is in touch with the pro-Khalistani elements, back to back getting the guidance from the pro-Khalistani elements and ISI. There are certain organizations sitting outside the India. They are continuously trying and tweeting for Amritpal's escape and tweeting for the operation of Punjab police against Waris Punjab. They are continuously criticizing the operation of police. This is how he is getting the support, and Punjab police is not concerned about it. Where is Amritpal Singh? They are completely dependent on the intelligence input to verify his hideouts and possible whereabouts. But so far, Deepti, we cannot say that this operation is very much successful just because their prime target managed to escape from their eyes. When we questioned the police that from where the police was not able to track him, from where he has escaped, the police said that it was a crowded market. When they just take a turn from highway to a crowded market, that is the point where Amritpal managed to escape from the police eyes. And in fact, after that, they were not able to track down his location. Even his phone has lastly tracked in a Gurdwara nearby Jalandhar. That Gurdwara was searched with the help of the paramilitary forces. But again, Amritpal was not there. And lastly, they have arrested the uncle of Amritpal, Harjeet Singh. He was also booked under NIA and sent to the Dibrugarh jail in Assam. But where is Amritpal Singh? Why anybody is not revealing his information? Where is Amritpal Singh? Is he being detained, or is he being in Punjab, or he has left the Punjab just because in recent
there can just be two answers, Amandeep, to that question that everyone has been asking of the Punjab police. Where is Amritpal? See, the first thing is that either he's already been arrested, the agencies do not want to reveal the fact that he's been arrested. They will, choose a timing of their liking, and then is when they will tell the media that this man is arrested. Or the other thing is, Gursimran, that this man is actually a fugitive. He's on the run. He managed to cock a snook at the system once again. Now, for someone who's covered the state of Punjab, you've also covered Jammu and Kashmir so very closely. Today, in the press briefing of the top cop of the state of Punjab, Gursimran, there was a bit where the IGP actually said that we've asked for assistance from other states also. Does this in a way tell us that the Punjab police today is not just helpless, it is dependent on other states, and possibly the man called Amritpal Gursimran already has fled the border limits of the state of Punjab?
See, if it is the case that the Punjab police is helpless, then this is really unfortunate, and this is a serious concern not only for the Punjab government but also for the central government, because at a state which is a border state which has seen what the Pakistan can do and is facing what the Pakistan has done, that how those handlers sitting from across the border, they have destabilized the entire state of Punjab. The state was in the clampdown, internet clampdown for almost 3 days, and now the partial restrictions have been removed. Even many of the districts are still under the 144 CRPC restriction, and at that time, if this is a police that is helpless, then it's sorry to say that this is not the police that the people of Punjab actually deserve, because the people at this crucial juncture, when the Pakistan is trying to shift the terrorism from Kashmir Valley to Jammu and similarly to the Punjab region, the police has failed, and failed in such a manner that a meticulously planned operation which they call has failed, has fallen flat, and the main conspirator is on the run. When we come to the other angle that you were speaking of, that possibility of Amritpal being detained, then they would have come it by now, because the opposition they are facing, that would have stopped with the arrest of Amritpal, because what has now come of even Shiromani Akali Dal, they have come out saying that there are extra constitutional operations that the Punjab government is conducting, and they will be assisting the legal assistance. Had they been able to arrest the key conspirator, the situation would have been entirely different, because they then would be having some of the key evidences that how Amritpal was the one who was behind all this. But now is the case wherein the key conspirator is at large. Over 153 people have been arrested as per the Punjab police, but they are still running for that single person who was there, who was inside the Ajnala police station when the police chose not to act and give him a freeway.
And you know, Gursimran and Amandeep, because both of you have tracked this story very closely, you both would agree that at a point like this, when you have a state administration, where you have a Bhagwant Singh Mann, you have an Arvind Kejriwal, both trying to say, listen, we've done so much work and we've silenced all our critics, they probably should be looking within, because they won such a brute majority in the state of Punjab. The only fear was their alleged closeness to the Khalistani elements. But how have the cops reacted to that bit? I'm just going to come back to both of you in just a bit. Let's listen into this conversation that our colleague Harsha, who's also, remember, been on ground zero, she was in Chandigarh earlier, where she spoke to the Inspector General of Police in the state of Punjab, asking him those questions that is, remember, on top of everyone's mind, where really is Amritpal and how did you let him escape?
सर, आज आप लोग एक मेजर ब्रेक थ्रू मिला। जिस तरह से हम लोग ने सीसीटीवी फुटेज में देखा था, सबसे आगे ब्रिजा गाड़ी थी। आज आप लोग ने ब्रिजा गाड़ी रिकवर की है, तो 3 सवाल है सर। ब्रिजा गाड़ी रिकवर कहां से हुई, क्या क्या एलिमेंट्स हैं जो ब्रिजा गाड़ी के अंदर आप लोग को मिले, और एग्जैक्टली कौन लोग थे जिनकी मदद से वो ब्रिजा गाड़ी पे बैठकर अमृतपाल फरार हुए?
देखिए, जो ब्रिजा गाड़ी है, शाहकोट पुलिस स्टेशन के एरिया में ये गाड़ी रिकवर की गई है। 4 लोग हमने इसमें अरेस्ट किए हैं। एक मनप्रीत सिंह एलियस मन्ना, गुरदीप सिंह एलियस दीपा, हरप्रीत एलियस हैप्पी और गुरपेज सिंह एलियस बेजा। 4 लोग हमने अरेस्ट किए हैं। ये वो लोग हैं जिन्होंने अमृतपाल को नाका से, जब पुलिस का नाका था, जब पुलिस इसको अरेस्ट करने वाली थी, वहाँ से एस्केप करने में मदद की है। इस गाड़ी में से हमें वेपन मिले हैं, कुछ एक राइफल मिली है, स्वॉर्ड मिली है और कुछ और इक्विपमेंट्स उसमें से मिले हैं। इसमें हमने फ्रेश FIR नंबर 47 आर्म्स एक्ट में और उसमें कुछ सेक्शंस जो एस्केप करवाने के हैं वो सेक्शंस हमने लगाए हैं। जो इनकी अब तक इंटेरोगेशन हुई है, जो 4 लोग अरेस्ट किए हैं, उसमें ये आया कि वहाँ से दौड़ने के बाद ये गुरुद्वारा साहब है नंगल अम्बिया विलेज, वहाँ पे गए हैं। वहाँ जाके अमृतपाल ने कपड़े चेंज किए हैं, पैंट शर्ट पहनी है और वहाँ से 3 और लोग थे इसके साथ, जो 2 मोटरसाइकिल्स पे 2-2 लोग जो है वहाँ से एस्केप किए हैं। फर्दर अभी हम CCTV फुटेजेस एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं और इन्वेस्टिगेशन हमारी कंटिन्यू है।
सर, एक और बात, जब पहले आप लोगों ने एफिडेविट दिया था, उसमें जो जगह बताई थी जहाँ से अमृतपाल ने एस्केप किया, वो महतपुर बताई गई थी। अभी जो आप लोगों ने बताया प्रेस कॉन में, बुल्लर गाँव बताया गया, तो उन दोनों के भी डिस्टेंस कितनी दूरी पर है और वहाँ पे क्या कोई बॉर्डर स्टेट लगता है क्या?
जो यहाँ से पहले एस्केप किया था वो नाका ही था, जो महतपुर के पास था, तो वहाँ से एस्केप किया था। आज हमने ये इसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं हुई है। जो ब्रेजा गाड़ी है वो वहाँ से एस्केप करने में यूज़ हुई थी। नंगल अम्बिया जो है वो सेकंड पॉइंट है, सेकंड लोकेशन है। यहाँ से कपड़े चेंज करने के बाद वो एस्केप किया है।
सर, एक और बात, सर, क्या आप लोग को इस बार भी ब्रेजा के अंदर क्या कोई कार्टेजेस मिले या कोई वेपन्स आप लोग को मिला, जैसे कि पहले भी देखा गया है आप लोगों ने?
उसमें से कुछ कार्टेजेस भी मिले हैं, स्वॉर्ड्स भी मिली हैं और राइफल भी मिली है, तो तभी हमने फ्रेश जो FIR है आर्म्स एक्ट में रजिस्टर की है उसमें।
सर एक और बात, एक जो बाइक का सर फुटेज रोल कर रहा है सर अक्रॉस, जिस बाइक पे बैठ के वो फरार हुआ है सर, कौन सी बाइक है, कितनी बाइक है, बाइक में किन के साथ फरार हुआ, और सर क्या बाइक पुलिस ने रिकवर कर ली है?
देखिए 2 बाइक्स जो अभी है पूछताछ में है कि 2 बाइक्स थी, 3 और लोग थे, जो 3 और लोग थे उनके नाम हमारे पास हैं, बट बिकॉज ऑफ सिक्योरिटी रीजंस इन्वेस्टिगेशन की वजह से अभी हम डिस्क्लोज नहीं कर रहे हैं। बाइक अभी नहीं, बाइक हमारी कस्टडी में अभी नहीं है, वो पार्ट अभी हम फर्दर उस पर लीड्स जो है डेवलप कर रहे हैं आगे उसमें।
सर एक और बात सर, क्योंकि बार बार सवाल उठाया जा रहा है कि पंजाब में 74 आवर्स हो चुके हैं, अब तक अमृतपाल नहीं मिला है, तो क्या ऐसा क्या आपको लगता है कि किसी और स्टेट जा सकते हैं, अटायर बदल के अपने लुक को ट्रांसफॉर्म कर सकता है और कि किसी दूसरे स्टेट में इंटर कर सकता है?
देखिए ये चीज़ अभी स्टेज पे हम नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन हमारी तरफ से पूरे एफर्ट्स जारी हैं। जिस तरह से हमने जो उसकी पुरानी पिक्चर्स थी, हमारे पास कुछ तस्वीरें थी जो हमने अभी रिलीज़ की हैं, क्योंकि किसी को जब तक अरेस्ट ना किया जाए ये नहीं कहा जा सकता कि वो किस बेस में हमें मिलेगा, तो हम किसी भी चीज़ को रूल आउट नहीं कर रहे हैं अभी।
सर एक ISI लिंक और हवाला कंपनी कहा जा रहा था, 2 हवाला कंपनियां हैं जिनके थ्रू सारा फॉरेन फंडिंग हो रहा था, तो उन 2 हवाला कंपनियों पे जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रही थी वो कहां तक पहुंची है? क्या उन हवाला कंपनियों के जो कारोबारी हैं उन तक पुलिस पहुंच पाई है?
नहीं, देखिए ये सारा जो है ना जी इन्वेस्टिगेशन का पार्ट है, जब तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन इस स्टेज पे कंप्लीट नहीं होती है तब तक ये माइन्यूट डिटेल्स जो हैं वो हम शेयर नहीं कर सकते।
फॉरेन फंडिंग को लेकर, ISI की ट्रेनिंग को लेकर
मैंने एक चीज़ स्पष्ट कर दी है कि हमारे पास इतना एविडेंस है कि ही हैड लिंक्स विद ISI, वो हमारे पास है, बट वो पूरी माइन्यूट डिटेल जो है वो शेयर नहीं की जा सकती।
पुलिस ये रूल आउट कर सकती है कि अमृतपाल पंजाब में ही है या फिर किसी दूसरे राज्य जा?
नहीं, हम इस स्टेज पे हम कुछ नहीं कह सकते इसके बारे में।
So the police, they're obviously trying to say that because this entire matter is under investigation, we cannot right now reveal much details. But like I said, the story begins with the question, where is Amritpal? And the story ends with the question, where is Amritpal? Let's now shift our focus to the other story we are tracking. This is about K. Kavita, the BRS MLC, who remember is facing the Enforcement Directorate. Now remember, there are some very, very serious charges against her, but she's been rather defiant. She's been trying to say that I'm just being maligned and targeted because this is a political witch hunt. Now, what really comes out of the many rounds of questioning and many hours of questioning that she has faced before the Enforcement Directorate is still a subject of investigation. But what earlier happened today has again raised many questions. Now, why I say this? Because you would recall that K. Kavita has allegedly destroyed her mobile phones, is what the agency has been trying to indicate from some time now, saying that all these phones were involved during the entire Liquorgate and proceeds of crime, and they said that she has apparently destroyed those phones. Now, this is the image of K. Kavita that you see on your screens. Earlier today, when she appeared before the Enforcement Directorate, she is literally showing off those phones, and she claims that these are the very phones that the Enforcement Directorate had claimed I have destroyed. Let's get you more reactions we've heard so far on that story, and also our colleague Madhurima is joining us live. Madhurima, quickly to you. K. Kavita is right now still at the headquarters of the Enforcement Directorate. Madhurima, is there any word yet from our sources in the Enforcement Directorate? How long could this continue? Could there be more appearances that could be required? Is there something that the agency now has been able to connect as far as the Liquorgate scam is concerned and the involvement of K. Kavita?
Well, as far as K. Kavita's involvement is concerned, let me tell you, Deepthi, that the Enforcement Directorate has always been very solid in its argument. Even in its court, remember how they stitched the entire story and the link between Vijay Nair and K. Kavita, that how during the time when Goa elections were happening, the two leaders, that is Vijay Nair from the Aam Aadmi Party and K. Kavita were in cahoots, and the alleged brickbats that they were talking about of 100 crores was exchange at that point in time, and this is what they had kept in front of the court as well. I'll take you to the visuals as I speak right now. The development is that K. Kavita's lawyer Soma Bharat Kumar, he's the same person who came on the 16th of March instead of K. Kavita and gave the representation and said that Kavita would not be attending that very day. He has just come here along with Devi Prasad, BRS leader. They all have reached here at the Enforcement Directorate office. So the lawyer has come here that could signal over the fact that yes, there is some development in the entire matter, because the lawyer has come here at the Enforcement Directorate office. You can see the security is still heightened, but as far as the investigation is concerned, the Enforcement Directorate is pressing upon the fact that it was Ms. K. Kavita who was on the helm of the South group that is linked to the entire excise camp policy. But the BRS has been asserting one point in fact all this entire time, Deepthi, that this is nothing but vendetta. We saw those pictures at KCR's residence earlier in the morning, that how Ms. K. Kavita took out that plastic bag and showed those phones which the Enforcement Directorate was saying that have been destroyed. So she has brought in that evidence, so that will also be combed out for the kind of evidence that the Enforcement Directorate is looking, because remember, even at the time of Manish Sisodia's interrogation, the phones were one device that were combed out, and the kind of data that was retrieved from the computers and the phone was over 800 GB. And from that only they got to know that how the commission percentage was changed from one computer to another. So all that is being stitched into one thread now. We'll have to wait and watch as to what really happens today, because the questioning is still underway for over 6 hours. We'll have to wait and watch as to when it ends, probably in an hour or so. Deepthi.
Yes, it's the third round of questioning of K. Kavita and Madhurima. Remember there, ladies and gentlemen, reporting right from outside the Enforcement Directorate office, and that is where K. Kavita continues to be grilled by the ED officials. Madhurima, we trust you to keep us ahead on that big story, and thank you for the moment as we head into a quick break right now. But on the other side, more details on another story that continues to get big by the moment. You've seen a lot of outrage when it comes to what happened outside the Indian embassy in the UK. And the question we are asking, why is the UK government putting out such a meek response even as the diaspora there continues to protest? Also, the Interpol withdraws the red corner notice against Mehul Choksi. The Aam Aadmi Party hits at the centre, calling this a failure.
The car gets a hot exterior design, making this popular compact SUV the all-new hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV. The all-new Avatar is loaded with high-tech features that come handy with all your city adventures. The 360 view camera reinforces safety for customers with an immersive view of the driving space. An electric sunroof gives the all-new Brezza an exciting look and feel, and head-up display offers multiple information displayed in driver's line of sight for a safer drive. The 22.86 cm Smart Play Pro Plus infotainment system with HD display offers intuitive user experience with advanced voice assist. The wireless charging dock with LED indicator helps in seamless and comfortable charging. All new hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
प्रयागराज का ये रसूलाबाद इलाका, दोनों दुकानें मोहम्मद गुलाम की ही हैं, उसको तोड़ने का जो काम है वो यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है। इस पूरी इमारत को मोहम्मद गुलाम ने अवैध रूप से खड़ा किया। काम को तेजी के साथ अंजाम देने के लिए एक और बुलडोजर यहाँ पर आ गया है, और ये देखिए, ये आगे पूरा सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिला दिया गया है। जो कहा गया था कि मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वही आज होता हुआ नजर भी आ रहा है।
group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
Welcome back. You're with us here on Republic. You've seen those very disturbing images that have come in from the UK earlier outside the Indian High Commission. And that's a story we haven't just tracked very closely. But remember, we've spoken to a lot of diaspora there that have been on ground zero earlier. They've been holding this protest and saying that there should be enough and more action that should come in from the UK government that has been rather meek till now in their responses so far. With this, we are heading into a quick break. We are back on the other side with lots more.
The car gets a hot exterior design, making this popular compact SUV the all-new hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV. The all-new Avatar is loaded with high-tech features that come handy with all your city adventures. The 360 view camera reinforces safety for customers with an immersive view of the driving space. An electric sunroof gives the all-new Brezza an exciting look and feel, and head-up display offers multiple information displayed in driver's line of sight for a safer drive. The 22.86cm Smart Play Pro Plus infotainment system with HD display offers intuitive user experience with advanced voice assist. The wireless charging dock with LED indicator helps in seamless and comfortable charging. All new hot and techy Brezza, the city-bred SUV.
A group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission. Sloganeering has begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the National Capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the helm of this South group that has been brought in the picture.
Viewers, it's time for Superfast 50. I'm Shivangi Shukla. Let's get started. Amid the ongoing crackdown against Bharat Punjab, their chief Amritpal Singh, that is being continued. The Punjab Police arrived at Amritpal's residence. They said that Amritpal escaped on a bike. Police in the nearby state of Uttarakhand has also been set on full alert mode.
बाइक की डिटेल्स अभी मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, वो हम अभी चेक कर रहे हैं क्योंकि आज ही इनको हमने अरेस्ट किया है। इनसे हमें प्रिलिमिनरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन में ये पता चला है कि ये 4 लोग वहाँ पे गए थे, वहाँ से फिर चेंज करके आगे गए। बाकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन कौन से बाइक थे, कौन लेके आया था, देखो मैं इसको बहुत पहले हम लोग स्पष्ट कर चुके हैं कि अमृतपाल आज तक पुलिस की कस्टडी में नहीं है। पुलिस बिल्कुल लॉ के मुताबिक काम कर रही है। जैसे ही अरेस्ट होगा तुरंत हम बताएंगे, बिकॉज हम इससे ज्यादा
As far as Punjab, their chief Amritpal Singh is still on the loose. Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann assured the people of state that his government will take all the possible efforts for security and maintaining a law and order in Punjab.
कुछ ऐसे कानून के खिलाफ बोल रहे थे तो उन पर कार्रवाई की गई है और उस कार्रवाई के दौरान वो सब लोग पकड़े गए हैं और उनको सख्त से सख्त सजा दी जाएगी, क्योंकि आम आदमी पार्टी एक कट्टर देशभक्त और ईमानदार पार्टी है। ऐसी ताकत जो देश के खिलाफ पंजाब में पनप रही हो उसको हम बख्शेंगे नहीं।
Launching a scathing attack on LG for opposing Delhi budget on directions of the centre, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said that VK Saxena had no constitutional right to stall the budget.
सेम टू सेम बजट हमने कोई चेंज करके नहीं भेजा। जो बजट में लिखा था उसी में से 4 लाइनें कोट कर करके भेज दी। आज एलजी साहब ने भी कल रात को 10:30 बजे लिख दिया अप्रूव्ड। यार ये क्या है यार, तो पहले ही अप्रूव कर देते, क्या जरूरत थी। वो कह रहे थे मेरे सामने झुको, मेरे पैर पकड़ो, आपके सामने झुक जाओ, आप ही प्रभु हो, आप ही सब कुछ हो।
Meanwhile, Delhi CM there, Arvind Kejriwal wrote to the Prime Minister requesting him to not stop Delhi's budget amid a row between the centre and the Aam Aadmi Party dispensation in the national capital over the issue. Arvind Kejriwal further accused the centre of blocking the Delhi budget. The BJP hit back at Kejriwal, condemning the way the leader used abusive words for the Prime Minister inside the Legislative Assembly.
आज जिस प्रकार से अरविंद केजरीवाल ने विधानसभा के अंदर एक बार फिर प्रधानमंत्री के लिए अपशब्द बोले, भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसकी तीव्र शब्दों में निंदा करती है। आज जिस प्रकार से बोले ये दिखाता है कि उनका झूठ पकड़ा गया। झूठ उन्होंने कल बोला था कि केंद्र सरकार जानबूझकर उनका बजट को पेश नहीं होने देना चाहती। आज जिस प्रकार से जब उनका झूठ पकड़ा गया और तुरंत एमएचए ने उनकी फाइल आपने जब पहुंचाई, पास कर दी, ये दिखाता है कि केंद्र सरकार आपके साथ मिलकर काम करना चाहती है।
Union Minister Anurag Thakur said it was incorrect on the part of Arvind Kejriwal-led Delhi NCT administration to blame the central government for the annual budget of the national capital for something which he said was pending in the hands of Delhi government.
खबरों में रहने के लिए कुछ भी अनाप शनाप बोलते हैं और वैसे ही दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री ये चोर चोर मुसेरे भाई हो गए आजकल। भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले एक साथ हो गए आजकल। संसद भी नहीं चलने देते हैं और अपने गुनाहों को छिपाने के लिए, सत्य को छिपाने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री पर भी अनाप शनाप बयान कर दिया।
Reacting to the decision of the Interpol to take off the red corner notice against fugitive businessman Mehul Choksi, his lawyer said it is a result of efforts of the legal team and the genuine claim of kidnapping Choksi. He further said that ultimately the truth had prevailed. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge attacked the government for In fact, Mehul Choksi's removal from the Interpol database of red notices, saying that fugitives are getting respite while the ED CBI pursue opposition leaders. He also alleged that the Prime Minister Modi's slogan of "Na Khane Dunga" has become another jumla.
सवाल नहीं, बार बार वो पूछते रहेंगे, हम उसको नकारते रहेंगे, उसमें कोई माने नहीं है। ये होना बोल के इशू को डाइवर्ट करने के लिए कर रहे हैं। तो पहले तो देखिए हमारे एम्बेसी पे हमले हो रहे, उसके बारे में उनकी कोई बात नहीं है। उसके बाद जो यहाँ के बैंकों से पैसे उठा लेके जा रहे हैं, ये
मेहुल चोकसी को इंटरपोल ने सर हटा दिया।
हाँ, मेहुल चोकसी, ऐसे लोगों को प्रोटेक्शन देने वाले देशभक्ति की बात करना ये एक मजाक है।
Republic has gone live at the protest site in London, gathering details on the protests that have broken out at the Indian High Commission as Indian protesters continue to fight Khalistani elements. A day after Indian consulate in San Francisco was targeted, White House has now condemned the violence, saying that vandalism by pro-Khalistani protesters will not be tolerated and strict action will be initiated.
We certainly condemn that vandalism. It's just absolutely unacceptable. The State Department's diplomatic security service is working with local authorities. I can't speak for the San Francisco police, but I can say that the diplomatic security service is working with local authorities to properly investigate, and obviously State Department is going to be working from an infrastructure perspective to repair the damage, but it's unacceptable.
The Sabha proceedings were adjourned for the day on Tuesday amid uproar over BJP's demand that Congress leader Rahul Gandhi apologise for his democracy in danger remark in London. The upper house of parliament will meet again on March 23rd. Stepping up the attack on Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, BJP national spokesperson Sambit Patra said that Rahul is present-day Mir Jafar, who went overseas seeking help from foreign forces to become a Nawab in India. Sambit Patra said that Rahul will have to apologise in Parliament at any cost.
Europe and United States of America, why are they oblivious? ये शांत क्यों है? ये चुप क्यों है? Why don't they protect the democracy in India? मतलब this is an open invitation. ये एक खुला निमंत्रण है कि आप आइए और भारतवर्ष के आंतरिक लोकतंत्र में आप आके घुसपैठ करिए और आप हमें नेता बनाइए।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has asserted that he has a right to respond in Parliament to the totally baseless and unfair charges hurled at him by senior ministers in the Lok Sabha over his democracy remarks, also adding that the members of the ruling regime have made very serious and defamatory claims against him. In a letter to the ED, the 44-year-old MLC daughter of Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao said that, I quote here, these phones are submitted without prejudice to my right and contentions and larger contentions whether a woman's phone can be intruded in the teeth of her right to privacy. BRS leader K. Kavita submitted all the phones that she has used so far as she walked in for the third round of questioning the Delhi excise policy at the ED office. Kavita was also seen brandishing the phones in front of the media before entering the ED office. BJP leaders and workers staged a protest across Telangana over the TSPSC paper leak issue. Now, the protesters alleged the IT minister KT Rama Rao was a conspirator behind the scam and demanded his resignation from the state cabinet. Supporters of the leader of opposition in Karnataka Assembly, Siddaramaiah, held a protest outside his house in Bengaluru, demanding that he contest the upcoming elections from the Kolar seat. Speaking exclusively to Republic TV, Siddaramaiah said, and I quote here, nobody has told me not to contest from Kolar and I will take a decision shortly. Leaders of several opposition parties were stopped by police during a protest march over the Adani issue at Vijay Chowk in New Delhi. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge accused the police of preventing the MPs from presenting the case for a thorough investigation into the Adani matter. Doctors took to the streets of Jaipur in protest against the Rajasthan government's right to health bill. Medical services are affected in the state as the doctors have said that the statewide indefinite medical band will continue. Doctors claim that the proposed bill will bring bureaucratic control on the medical institution. Former Delhi Deputy CM Manish Sisodia told a Delhi court that he has cooperated with the CBI investigation into the excise scam case and none of these searches have revealed any incriminating material against him. Delhi's Rouse Avenue court extended Manish Sisodia's judicial custody by 14 days till April 3rd. NTPC Renewable Energy Limited, an arm of NTPC Limited, has signed an agreement with the Indian Army for the implementation of green hydrogen projects in Armed Forces establishment. Under the MOU with the Army, a joint identification of potential sites would be undertaken for setting up of green hydrogen projects. Security has increased at the Union Minister Nitin Gadkari's home and office in Nagpur after a man reportedly made 3 calls threatening to harm the senior BJP leader if 10 rupee crore was not paid to him. Income Tax Department conducted raids at around 5 places in Bengaluru on offices belonging to the real estate and stock market listed company Shobha Developers. At least 50 IT officials divided into 5 teams raided the offices of Shobha Developers at multiple places and 3 other locations there. West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee announced that she would hold a 2-day protest in Kolkata from March 29 to protest the central government's alleged discriminatory behavior towards her state. Now, she alleged that the centre was discriminating against West Bengal in allocating funds for various social welfare schemes. PM Modi will be visiting Karnataka on March 25th to participate in programs organized in multiple places like Bengaluru and other locations. Maharashtra Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis at inauguration ceremony of G20 Nagpur lauded Prime Minister's leadership and said that under his guidance and leadership, G20 has been democratized and in fact further adding that it has become a people's movement. Mizoram CM Zoram Thanga has said that Union Home Minister Amit Shah will visit Mizoram on April 1st to inaugurate an Assam Rifles Battalion headquarters at many places near Aizwal. Union Minister of Civil Aviation and Steel Jyotiraditya Scindia highlighted the various aspects of the development of the Indian aviation industry while addressing the CAPA India's Aviation Summit. Addressing the event, Scindia said in a quote here, India will have more than 140 million passengers in 2024 alone. Ministers of State for External Affairs and Culture, Meenakshi Lekhi, highlighted the strong historical relationship between India and Kuwait during the Festival of India event in Kuwait and emphasized that the festival will strengthen the vibrant cultural ties between the two countries. At least 10 people hailing from Rajouri were injured after a passenger vehicle that they were travelling in met with an accident at Tanda near Akhnur along Srinagar Jammu highway in Jammu district. The uncontrolled bus reportedly entered a house near Tanda near the Akhnur subdivision jurisdiction. Indian fugitive and radical Islamist preacher Zakir Naik is likely to be deported from Oman. Reports have stated that the Indian intelligence agencies are in touch with the Oman authorities to detain Naik during his visit to Oman. Russian strategic bombers flew over neutral waters off the Sea of Japan. 2 long-range strategic bombers took off and flew over the sea. Chinese President Xi Jinping met with Russian Prime Minister there in Moscow. He also met with the Russian President Vladimir Putin for nearly 5 hours of talks in the Kremlin. China has reiterated that it's not a party to the Ukraine conflict and has never offered weapons to the parties involved after US Secretary of State Antony Blinken accused the country of providing diplomatic cover to Moscow. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has headed to Kiev for talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that coincide with the Chinese leader's visit to Moscow. Lahore High Court has granted protective bail to Imran Khan in 2 cases against him in Islamabad till 27th of March. Israeli lawmakers have repealed a 2005 act that saw 4 Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank dismantled at the same time as Israeli forces withdraw from the Gaza Strip. South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol said that his government will move to restore Japan's preferential trade status as he pushes to resolve history and trade dispute with Japan despite domestic opposition. Freed French hostage journalist Oliver was held hostage in Mali for nearly 2 years, has finally returned and was welcomed home by French President Emmanuel Macron. Kurds in northern Syria took to the streets in protest after Turkey-backed opposition fighters fatally shot at least 3 ethnic Kurds who were celebrating a holiday by lighting fires. During the demonstration, mourners cried over the bodies of the victims while some held signs calling out Kurdish oppression. Views this time over all the sports action. Former Pakistan captain Shahid Afridi said that the Indian Cricket Board should show more responsibility as it is a very strong board and should strive to normalize relationship between the two cricketing nations, adding that he said that he will request Prime Minister Modi to let cricket happen. Shoaib Akhtar says that Virat Kohli should stop playing the T20 internationals and concentrate solely on ODI. Shoaib Akhtar also said that if Virat makes a sacrifice, he can even surpass Sachin's record. Rajasthan Royals have revealed the full coaching staff for the upcoming Indian Premier League. Now, the team from Rajasthan will continue to have the services of Kumar Sangakkara as head coach, Trevor Penny as assistant coach, and Dishant Yagnik as fielding coach. Indian skipper Rohit Sharma said that the team management will continue to back batter Surya Kumar Yadav, who is under scrutiny after a string of low scores in ODIs despite experiencing one of the best peaks in T20I cricket. Now, the skipper insisted that the dynamic batter will be given more time to find form at the ODI level. An all-around show from Delhi Capitals marked by a top-notch spell from Marizan Cap and explosive knocks from Alice Capsey and Shafali Verma helped them chase down the target of 110 runs in just 9 overs to clinch a 9-wicket win over Mumbai Indians in Women's Premier League match. After 2 weeks of thrilling edge of the seat and intense cricketing action, which saw some dreams come true and some hearts getting shattered, race towards inaugural Women's Premier League trophy has narrowed down to 3 teams, namely Delhi Capitals, Mumbai Indians and UP Warriors. Double centuries from Kane Williamson and Henry Nichols and top spells from Blair Tickner, Michael Bracewell and Tim Southey helped an all-round New Zealand crush Sri Lanka by an innings and 58 runs in their second test of the 2-match series in Wellington. Spain's Carlos Alcaraz reclaimed his world #1 spot after clinching his maiden Indian Wells title by defeating Russia's Daniil Medvedev in the final of the tournament. Marcus Rashford, along with Mason Mount and Nick Pope, have withdrawn from the England squad for the Euro 2024 qualifiers against Italy and Ukraine. Now, this comes after Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford suffered a knock during win against Fulham in the FA Cup. And as Messi went with his family to eat at a restaurant, fans thronged the streets to get a glimpse. Multiple videos have emerged on social media where Messi could be seen being mobbed by fans.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the national capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the helm of this South group that has been brought in the picture. Of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
Viewers getting the fastest updates on India's #1 news network. Now, conflict between medical fraternity and the Rajasthan government has now intensified as doctors took to the streets of Jaipur. The police used water cannons to control the protest. Here's a full story.
Angry doctors yet again hit the streets of Jaipur. Protesting against Rajasthan government's right to health bill, the protesters went to clash with cops and break the barricades. And as things went out of control, police resorted to water cannons. A clash also broke out between police and agitated protesters on Monday. The proposed bill seeks to give residents the right to avail themselves of free health care from hospitals, clinics and laboratories, including private establishments. Protesting doctors say that the bill will give bureaucratic control on private hospitals and the bill is absolutely not needed. Doctors also said that a statewide, indefinite, complete medical ban will continue until the government withdraws the Rajasthan right to health bill. Meanwhile, the medical services at private hospitals and nursing homes remain affected. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission.
प्रयागराज का ये रसूलाबाद इलाका, दोनों दुकानें मोहम्मद गुलाम की ही हैं, उसको तोड़ने का जो काम है वो यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है। इस पूरी इमारत को मोहम्मद गुलाम ने अवैध रूप से खड़ा किया। काम को तेजी के साथ अंजाम देने के लिए एक और बुलडोजर यहाँ पर आ गया है और ये देखिए, ये आगे पूरा सब कुछ मिट्टी में मिला दिया गया है। जो कहा गया था कि मिट्टी में मिला देंगे, वही आज होता हुआ नजर भी आ रहा है।
Group of protesters has arrived here right at the gate of the British High Commission, and you can see that how they all have Indian flags in their hand and are chanting the slogan. This is coming after the incident when we know that at the UK High Commission in the United Kingdom, the Indian flag was brought down by some pro-Khalistani supporters, and against that this massive protest is being staged at the gate of the British High Commission. Sloganeering has begun here at the residence of K. Kavita, where the Telangana workers over here of the BRS are sloganeering favor of K. Kavita as the security is heightened at the residence, as K. Kavita has just left for the Enforcement Directorate office in the National Capital. According to the Enforcement Directorate, is at the head.
एक बात बताइए ना, इतने माउंटेन्स आपने चढ़े, इतने कॉन्टिनेंट्स पे इंक्लूडिंग एवरेस्ट, सबसे मुश्किल कौन सा था ये बताइए?
सर, आई वुड से एवरेस्ट इज ऑलवेज द डिफिकल्ट वन। हालांकि लॉट ऑफ पीपल सेज एवरेस्ट में आजकल हर कोई चढ़ रहा है, बट लेट मी टेल यू सर, एवरेस्ट रिमेन्स एवरेस्ट। Everest is the highest mountain in the world and it will remain so. And I have find Everest to be the most difficult.
Most difficult.
Most difficult. Ultimately crevasses उस खुम्बू ग्लेशियर में आपको क्रॉस करने हैं। Ultimately वो लोत्से फेस में जो 70 डिग्री की वॉल है वो आपको चढ़नी है।
डर लगा कभी?
सर, आई थिंक डरना भी जरूरी है, बिकॉज डर जब आपको लगता है आप सतर्क रहते हैं।
Burning question, powered by Cool Fans.
From SUV to SUV, car to car, car to bike, Punjab Police showing clips of how Amritpal escaped, thereby also admitting how they failed to catch him.
इतिहास गवाह है, जिसने भी पंजाब के सोशल भाईचारक सांझ को, जिसने भी पंजाब की अमन शांति को तोड़ने की रत्ती भर भी कोशिश की तो पंजाबियों ने उसका मुंह तोड़ना जवाब दिया.
Khalistani preacher still at large, but Bhagwan Mann government patting itself on the back for law and order, even as courts question how intelligence failure took place, how Amritpal was allowed to escape. Indian community uniting, gathering outside the High Commission in London to protest against the desecration of flag by Khalistanis.
सरकार नो ऑब्जेक्शन सर्टिफिकेट जारी करती है और वर्ष 2018 में एंटीगुआ की सिटीजनशिप मेहुल चोकसी नाम के उस आर्थिक अपराधी को मिल जाती है.
Interpol withdraws red corner notice against Mehul Choksi. Aam Aadmi Party and opposition hits out at the centre, calls it a failure. BRS leader K. Kavita's third round of questioning underway in connection with Liquorgate. Crackdown continues on Atiq Ahmed. Cash, weapons recovered in fresh raids. Office bulldozed. Thank you for joining us on The Burning Question. I'm Niranjan. As we speak, K. Kavita, BRS leader, daughter of KCR, is being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate for a second day on Liquorgate. She submitted her phones earlier today before waving it to the crowd. She waved it to the crowd. She showed proof of what she was submitting, and she went in. And as we speak, she's still being questioned. BRS leaders are nervous. They're watching every development closely. Here's the story so far, and then we debate.
As BRS MLC K. Kavita walked into the ED at 11 a.m., she displayed her phones to the media. Her photo op was seen as a counter to ED claim that she destroyed certain other handsets that had Liquorgate details. Separately, in a letter addressed to an ED official, she said she was submitting all the earlier phones which she may have used in the past and as sought by him, despite the actions of the agency being ex facie malified.
Enforcement Directorate has always been very solid in its argument, even in its court. Remember how they stitched the entire story and the link between Vijay Nair and K. Kavita, that how during the time when Goa elections were happening, the two leaders, that is Vijay Nair from the Aam Aadmi Party and K. Kavita, were in cahoots, and the alleged brickbats that they were talking about of 100 crores was exchanged at that point in time, and this is what they had kept in front of the court as well.
As agency puts its focus on South Group, BRS is claiming vendetta.
Leaders who have been involving in various scams, they are escaping from inquiry, and the leaders who involve in scams, if they join in BJP, there won't be any inquiry. But here, as far as BRS is concerned, BRS is a disciplined, committed party which will work, which is being working for the welfare of the people.
This is K. Kavita's third deposition before the Federal Probe Agency. She had earlier appeared at the ED headquarters in New Delhi on March 11 and March 20. And the political fight over Liquorgate is only getting bigger. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Okay, Sardar R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, Karan Verma, author, political analyst, Ravula Sridhar Reddy, leader, BRS chairman, TSEWIDC, which is the Telangana State Education Welfare Development Corporation, and Dr. Suman Siravan, political analyst, joining us. She's still being questioned. Ravula, we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know whether she's going to be called again. We don't know whether she will be allowed to leave. She showed a few phones before entering the Enforcement Directorate office. There are some pictures doing the rounds on social media. Some people claiming that the phones don't match because some of the phones were bought after the excise policy was called off. So a lot of contradictions being made. First, I'll get your response to the question on the phones, and then I'll go across to R.P. Singh.
See, whoever are actually making these allegations that the phones are of new model, these models were not launched before, do they really know what sort of models ED was claiming that we have, already have spoiled or broken and all that. This particular case is politically motivated. And whoever today making those social media posts viral against this, mobiles, they're all BJP handles. And it's a clear conspiracy. Before ED questions, BJP leaders will conduct a press conference or give a leakage to the press that, these will be the questions. Phones were broken, spoiled, and all these things. These allegations first made by BJP leaders, then questioned by ED. Whatever may be the case, today we know this is a politically motivated case, a clear case of political vendetta. They wanted to trouble our government. They wanted to, threaten us, intimidate us. Whatever may be the case, today we are ready to face these kind of harassment or whatever kind of pressure the BJP government, central government is applying on us. Telangana is not going to bow down before this autocratic rule of Narendra Modi. Modi ji jab aaye the Telangana mein in the last visit, wo bol ke gaya tha, we know they are going to do this kind of chanting. He went up to saying, Mamla bahut rangeen ho jayega. Fine, we are ready to face these kind of, we have seen many such pressures in the past during the agitation. There were many political parties, many leaders tried to suppress Telangana agitation, but we have come out victorious then. Even now, again in this case, whatever may be the cases you put on us, whatever kind of cases you fabricate, whatever kind of cases you implicate us, we are going to come out clean. Victory will be of Telangana people and our BRS party.
Are you saying that she is not part of a South group? Are you saying she doesn't know these people?
Niranjan, I want to ask you, what is this South group all about?
No, I don't know. The ED says, I'll tell you.
Listen to me.
No, I'll tell you. I felt, can I say something? Can I say something? On another note, okay, just on a lighter note, when you actually sit and think of it, in the newsroom we were discussing the other day, why did they call it the South group? What if agencies, let's say, agencies in Telangana, RP Singh, agencies in Telangana were probing a group of people, let's assume, based somewhere in North India, okay, different states. Let's say, for example, only for the sake of an example, Haryana and Delhi had interest in business in Telangana and routed allegedly some kickbacks to share with the government of Telangana, and that group was referred to as North Group.
Absolutely not.
No, 1 minute.
Just for the sake of proving me wrong.
No. I'm only saying. No, I was only on a lighter note saying that, just to call it South Group sounds wrong. I was saying that to call it South Group sounds wrong, but that's not the point. Just
to prove something wrong, just to, malign somebody's image, we Telangana people or in this part of the country, we don't try to coin such things.
No, I'm saying it's wrong. I just felt it was wrong. But anyway, that's just that's just my opinion. But let me get RP to respond to you. RP, how did BJP leaders get the IMEI number and pictures of the phones even before the ED? That's what he seems to be indicating. The BRS is indicating you had it even before the ED.
Niranjan, I'll answer that. First, let me just clarify this on South and North. I'm also not for any cliche word like South group or North group. Not at all. If there's some sort of people who come together from one state or two states from South and they are doing business here in North India or doing some racket in North India, it doesn't mean that we should label them as South group. Although they hail from Telangana and Andhra basically. But that point aside, Madam Kavita till date has not said that she has no relationship with Arun Ramchandran Pillai and Bachchi Babu and Raghav Reddy. These three names. Whenever you speak to her, she said, I never met Manish Sisodia. I don't know Manish Sisodia. I never met Manish Sisodia. We are not talking about that. And if he is so sure that she has not met with these people, she has not dealt with these people, or she has not met Vijay Nair, she should say, okay, take my narco test and things will be proven. That whether you have met these four gentlemen I am talking about, and these are gentlemen who are the conduit for Kavita ma'am and Samir Mahindra and...
Yes. 1 minute, let him complete.
Mr. Reddy. I interrupted you even once. I had a very patient.
Please go on. I'm not stopping you.
So please. So, let her come clean on this by just showing some mobile phones that I have brought some mobile phones. These are mobile phones. Well, that ED will investigate. Thank you. You deposited your mobile phone, whether you picked it from the grey market or you picked it from the some other market, and you want to give it to ED now, saying that these are the mobile phones which are used. Let ED investigate. We have no one to raise questions on that or give clean chit on that. On otherwise also, but there are witnesses within the whole of this liquor gate who on record, there were sting operations being done, who has said that yes, they were dealing with Madam Kavita and others, and then there was a hotel named O'Brien Maidens which came, which was named also, that meetings happened in Hotel O'Brien Maidens. So, but as the political individuals are, they rejected that sting operation also. No, we have nothing to do with that. So,
on a lighter note, RP,
sir, give me a second, sir.
On a lighter note, just because the pictures were playing on the side, I couldn't help but jump in and ask Rahula. I'll give you exactly 30 seconds, Rahula. Does a